everyone, a very warm welcome to WsCube Tech. So guys, in our previous session we have covered that how we can install our MongoDB. In our today's session we will be talking about how we can create a database. So guys, creating a database is very simple in our MongoDB, so we'll be looking at two methods by which we can do it. Let's have a look at them. So our first method would be using the MongoDB itself. That means if you can just directly open your MongoDB compass. Once you open MongoDB compass, you can create database. You can see on the left hand side we have an option to create database. Once you'll click on the create database, you'll get the pop-up like this where it says write the name of the database and you can create a collection over here. Now what is collection? So inside one database you can have multiple collections which will store your data. Okay, so you can define the database name, you can define the collection name. Once you have written both the details, you can click on create database. So I'll just show it to you. So let's say I have a database of a school and let's say it's the marks of the student. The collection is of marks of students. Once, as you can see, I have written the school name and the marks over here. That means I have written the database name and the collection name over here. I have got a button over here which says create database. As soon as I'll click on it, you can see a database with the name of the school has been created, which has one collection, that is marks. Okay. This is how you can create a database. Or another way, so the major way with which we will be doing it is with the help of the Python. That how with the help of the Python we can create a database. So that is also very simple. For that we need to simply go to our PyCharm. So here we'll go and let's import our MongoDB here. So we'll be writing pymongo. Once we have imported pymongo, we need to define our client here. So I'll be creating a variable called as client. Client is equals to pymongo.mongoclient, and here I'll be giving two parameters. Our first parameter would be the localhost and our second parameter would be the port number. So if I go back over here and if I go to connect and new connection, you will see it will show you a URL which says localhost and the port number is 27017. So we'll just copy this port number from here and go back to PyCharm, and here I'll just paste it. So 27017 is the port number. Every time when we want to build a connection over here between the PyCharm, that means between the Python and our MongoDB, for that we need to write this line specially. So we will create a variable called as client in which we will be writing pymongo.mongoclient. And here we will be passing two parameters. One will be the local host and the other one would be the 27017. Also, you can write the whole string over here. The choice is totally up to you, but I would recommend you can write local host and then the port number like this. Once it is done, if you want to view the list, like right now you can see that we have 4 databases. If you want to view the list over here, what you need to do is write print client dot list of database names. So we have list of database names. As soon as we'll run it, the output would look like this, that we have school, admin, config and local. And if I'll open this as well, so here you will see we have school which has a collection called as marks, then we have admin, config and local. So these are the databases that we have. Now how to create a database. So this is just to show that how many databases we have already. If you want to create a database, simply I'll give a variable called as db is equals to client, and in the square brackets you can pass the name of this database. So let's say that I am going to talk about a company over here which has different employees. So we'll be keeping the record of the employee data here. Okay, so the name of the database is company, and in the similar way you can create the collection as well. For creating a collection we'll be writing col is equals to db, and in the square bracket I'll be giving the name of the collection. So let's say that the company is what? The company is db, the company is the database, and the collection would be let's say I'm keeping the record of the employees here, right? So I can write over here employee data. Okay. And to know, like even if I'll run it, I will not know over here that the database has been created or not. So if there is any error, how to show that there is an error? What we'll do, we'll simply write print db, or you can write the whole thing, that database created. And as soon as I'll run it, you can see over here it got printed database created, but is it really created? Let's have a look on that. So I'll simply go back here and go to view, and it says reload data, and go to databases. So here we have admin, config, local and school, but there is no data called as company without any collection. Why this is happening? Because when we create it using Python, until and unless, so database is there but it won't show it to us until and unless we insert any one data inside it. So all we need to do is we need to insert one data. For that let's create a dictionary over here. So I'll be taking a data of an employee, so I'll be just writing it as dictionary is equals to, and here I'll be writing the name. The name of the employee is John, whose age is 24, whose ID, or you can write employee ID, So whose ID is 0123. And lastly, you can write the designation. So we can just tell the branch, and the branch would be, let's say, manager. So I'll just keep it 123 over here instead of 0123. Now this is the data that I need to insert in my database. So to insert it, we'll be learning about the insert query, insert many query, and insert one query in our next session. But as of now, just to show you the database, that database is actually there, but right now it is not showing it to us. The shell is not showing it to us because there is no data inside it. So until and unless we provided with the data, it won't show it to us. So let's add the data. For adding the data here, I'll be creating a variable a is equals to collection dot insert one, and what we will be inserting our dictionary. So how it will work, that we have a database called as company, in which we have a collection called as employee data, and inside the employee data we will be inserting this dictionary over here, that means this value here. Now let's run and see. So as soon as I'll run it, nothing will happen over here, but now let's go back to our shell and let's refresh it. For refreshing, we'll click on view and we'll click on reload data. As soon as we'll reload it, you can see over here we have a database called as company. Let's open it. So it says we have a collection called as employee data, which has one document. Let's open it as well. So you can see over here we have ID. The ID is self-created. Then we have name. Name is John. Age is 24. Employee ID is 123, and the branch is manager over here. So this is how the collection basically goes inside it. Now if I'll add one more data, it would create another collection over here which has a separate ID here, and then name, age, employee ID and branch. In this way we can create multiple collections over here, multiple data over here. We can provide with multiple data. This is how the data is viewed. Like there are no rows, there are no columns here, there is no table. It comes in a format of a document, just like how we have provided to it. And there is no limit to any horizontal data. That means if you want to add more things to it, if you want to, like in the next data, you want to add let's say how much salary is being paid to that particular employee, or any other detail about that employee. If you want to add more details also, you can add more details. There is no restriction to number of columns over here. So I hope guys that over here this is clear, that how we have created a database. Simply one method is that you can go to shell and directly create a database, or with the help of Python we can import Mongo. After that we need to create a client. We need to declare a database over here. So variable called as database. Inside that we'll be writing client, and this bracket will be passing the name of the database. After that, inside the database we need to create a collection. For collection we'll be writing col is equals to, and write the name of the database, that is db, and employee data is the name of the collection. After this we have printed a database just to make sure that there is no error, and we won't be able to view this database until unless we add one data to it. And for adding the data, we have created a dictionary here, and we have used collection.insert1. That means we need to insert this one data. And what is this one data? This dictionary is our one data, so this is the data that we need to insert. So I hope guys that creation of database is clear to you. In our next session, we'll be thoroughly discussing about how we can insert more data to it. So as of now, we have seen that how we can insert one data. In our next session, we'll be discussing about inserting one data and inserting many data at the same time. So stay connected guys, and I'll see you in the next session. Thank you.